internet users. This is Eldershot here. Welcome to my channel. Today we'll be bringing to you a video about Warframe, and we're going to start a series on it's a series of very basic information for new players to Warframe. I'll go through the very basics video to video to help anyone new getting into the game to really understand the game before you invest a whole lot of time into it, I guess, to see if you want to play it. I enjoy it a lot. I do recommend it, of course. Otherwise I wouldn't be making videos of it. But anyways, this video will be about the menu system. Okay, so this is the menu. It's very pretty, and as you see, it's a solar planet kind of chart. So in order to go to your missions, you just kind of click a planet, and then you click that, and then you go in, and then you play. That's the menu system. There's really not that much to it. It's actually really effective, and it looks really nice as well. So kudos to them for that design. And you can kind of push these menus over a little bit and travel that way. You can kind of see how you're going to progress. You're going to actually progress here in Mercury. See level 1-1, level 16 to 18, etc, etc. This is where you're going to cut your teeth. You're going to gain your ranks, gain your XP, and then move on from here. And as you go on through this kind of chain, you'll notice the ranks and the levels will get higher and higher, and they'll become easier as you progress through the game. At first they can be a little bit difficult, but you know, feel free to ask for some help in the recruitment channel or the regional chat. People are actually generally pretty friendly around this game. I won't say for everybody, but for most people that I play with, I notice they're pretty it's a pretty friendly community. But yeah, so that's kind of how do you get to missions. Now I won't actually get into a mission. That'll be another video. I'm trying to keep it concise, trying to keep it to the point, and each topic will have its own video. But anyway, so that's how you get around missions. To look at your Warframes and your weapons, you click on this button here, Arsenal, and through here you'll be able to access your Warframes. You'll be able to access your primary weapons, secondary weapons, melee weapons, your sentinels, which you will earn eventually. It's one of the first things that most people will go for, and they should. And this is how you access sentinels' weaponry. This is your inventory. This is basically kind of like your backpack. You know, it is your inventory, right? So in here you'll be able to see all your items, and they are categoried off in this wonderful menu here. This is the Warframe inventory. Just so you know, it only starts with about 3 slots. You have to buy more with platinum, which is the real life currency of this game. We'll get into that in the microtransaction video as well. And there's going to be one for your weapons, which is also something you have to buy more weapon slots for with platinum. And then you have miscellaneous for blueprints and materials. Luckily this is unlimited. You don't have to buy any inventory space for that. So far, currently, I'm thinking because there's only 5 sentinels available, the spaces for sentinel in your inventory is also unlimited, and that goes for your skins as well, in which we'll get into in another video. And then we have mods in this menu here. And as you play through the game, you'll get mods, and mods are essentially kind of like trading cards of this game that you can actually level up. And that's how you kind of customize your weapons and your Warframe. You put in different trading cards or mods into slots, and they'll add passive effects. And again, we'll get into that in another upcoming video. And then you have gear, and gear is just where you put in your usable items like health kits and ammo packs and any special keys and stuff like that. And we'll get into that in another video. You can see a trend, right? So again, I'm just going over the menus, pointing out what is what and what's important and all that stuff. So that's the Arsenal tab. Essentially, this is where you're going to go into customizing your weapons and your warframes and stuff like that. Oh, another thing I should point out is when you go into your upgrades, again, this is how you customize your warframes and weapons. You have actually different slots, so you can save different builds as you progress through the game, which is really convenient. I like that a lot. That's actually one of the newer additions. People's been crying out for that for a long time. They finally put it in. I couldn't be happier. And this also applies to your appearance tab. You have multiple tabs. You can save multiple appearances. And in your appearances, you can customize your helmets, which is an aesthetic item, badges. You can even customize your animation sets, which is pretty cool. Customize your scarves, which is also an aesthetic item, which we'll get into. Aesthetic items are generally items you have to pay for. And then we have your weapon or your item, or blah, 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 can't speak, your color spots as well. Unfortunately, you have to buy a lot of these colors with platinum, again, which is the real life money currency. I mean, they gotta make money somewhere. Aesthetics, I don't mind them charging, so whatever. So that's also, again, applicable to weapons. Multiple save slots, and also applicable to weapons appearances as well. So the game does offer quite a bit of customization, which is very nice. So that's the Arsenal tab. Now contacts is pretty basic. It could be worked on a little bit. A few more features would be nice. But for what it is now, as of 10.5 I think it is, it's really just your friends list who's online, your pending list, people who you've invited or maybe they invited you but haven't accepted yet, then your offline list. This is pretty basic. I'm not going to go too far into it. I think you get it. And then you got your recent players, which is, I guess, useful. Then you get your clan tab. You won't see this until you join a clan. And clans are broken up in different divisions, in which we will get into in another video. So that's contacts. And then we have market. And this is this is where you're going to get new stuff. And this is also how digital extremes, or as we fondly call them, DE, usually make their money. We won't get too far into what's required for money and what's not. I'll just get really quickly an overview of what each tab is. So bundles is basically kind of deals that you can get if you buy a bunch of stuff together, pre-offered bundles. Then we have the Warframe. You can buy them straight up with platinum, or I recommend, because it's actually not too hard to build them, you can buy the blueprints for credits, which is the in-game currency that you can earn just through grinding. So you can buy the blueprints here for credits, and then you can build it, which we'll get into the Foundry tab in a second, where you build stuff. Then you have your weapons, same deal. You can buy them straight up with platinum, or you can buy the blueprints and make them yourself. And then you have your equipments, which is a combination of aesthetic items and materials as well. This is also where you're going to buy your Sentinel blueprints. You can also buy those straight up with platinum, which they're actually not that expensive to buy platinum. 75, that's really not too bad. But if you're, strapped for cash, then go for it. Go for the credit. Now, when you're first starting off, the Sentinel blueprints are going to be really expensive for you. 100k is actually a lot in the beginning. So, but they're not that essential in the beginning, so don't worry about it too much. I do recommend earning them. It'll add more to the replay value to it anyways. Then we have the gears tab, which is basically just items that are consumable, essentially, that goes into your inventory tabs. Then you have your Get Platinum tab, and that will take you to another website, which is my Fraps is not recording, so you can't see. You'll just have to find out yourself. Okay, so that was the shit. I don't even remember what tab that was. Alright, that was the Market tab. So now we're getting into the Foundry tab, and this is where you're going to be making stuff. So you have all, which is all your blueprints that you can make, and these are the different materials required to make said item. Then you have claim. So that's this is in progress stuff that you have building or built. You get claim, you add it to your inventory. Ready to be built. So this is a tab for stuff that you already have enough mats to build and is ready to go if you choose so. Then you have your Warframe tab for your Warframe blueprints. Rifles for your primary blueprints. Handgun for your secondary blueprints. Melee for your melee blueprints. Your Sentinel for your Sentinel blueprints. And your skin, which is generally your aesthetics blueprints. Yeah, you can actually build a lot of the aesthetics in this game that you generally think you would have to purchase, which is really nice. It's a good feature. I like that. And this is the miscellaneous blueprint, where you build mats and other blueprints to build blueprints and stuff like that. And over here is where you see all your components, all your parts and materials that you have to build things with. And that's the Foundry. Over here, the news section is pretty ignorable, so you can just find that shit in their website or under forums. This is the important part here, the alerts. Alerts are special missions that are timed, that comes up periodically, and usually for a limited amount of time. Like this one has 30 minutes and 10 seconds left on it. And you get, oh, she just exited that. And you get money, you get credit. You get credit for doing a mission and then this amount of credit on top of it, which is useful if you're broke, I guess. But sometimes you'll get, sometimes the reward is materials, sometimes is parts for warframes, sometimes is weapon blueprints, sometimes is material blueprints. The really rare, hard to find stuff that doesn't even drop, like catalysts and reactors and formas, you can actually potentially get them from alerts. So keep an eye out on that. Over here is the event tab. This isn't always here. It's only when events are on the go. And right now we're doing choose your side events, where you fight for either the Grenier or the Corpus. I'm not really doing that right now because I'm making this video for you guys. So, and also right here, this is your personal information. Nothing too important, just kind of go through it. It records all your stuff, which is, oh, what's going on? I have no idea what's going on. I did something. But anyways, the personal staff stuff is good incentive for you not to dick around too much, not to fail too many missions and all that stuff, and not to miss too much, because all that shit, all that stuff is recorded. How many times you die, how many missions you failed, how many missions you quit, and all that stuff. So it's good incentive for you to play like a nice guy, essentially. So I don't know what's my Warframe doing right now. I clicked some crazy button and it's doing its own thing. But that's generally Warframe's menu and interface in a nutshell. Afterwards, I'll be bringing videos on the microtransaction market, how they handle it, and we'll also talk about what primary weapons you should be going after and what secondary weapons you should be going after. And we'll talk about melee weapons, and we'll talk about what the end game is in this game, what the early game, what the mid game is in this game as well. And also I will recommend a Warframe for you to start off as well. Now you're probably saying, oh, they all should be viable. I'll just choose my personal preference. You can do that, and there's nothing wrong with it. But there's certain things that you should know, and which I'll get into in another video. But anyways, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. If you're new to this channel, just so you know, we'll be bringing you a lot of video game related stuff and toaster ovens. So if you're into that stuff, make sure you subscribe, like, and comment. Thanks a lot.